Hey guys, today I am reviewing the EVOC Hip Pack Pro 3, which is this pack that I have on. I've been testing it for about 3 months, have tons and tons of miles on it, so I've got data to share with you on what I like, what I dislike, and what I think you should do if you're looking for a new hip pack. So let's jump right into this. First, this pack is about $135 on the EVOC site, but I'm pretty sure you can find sales if you just Google the EVOC Hip Pack Pro 3. Also, this is the pack with the 1.5 liter bladder. So make sure if you're looking for the bladder that you are getting that system, because I think sometimes they sell them without the bladders. As far as the fit goes, which I think is the most important part of the reviews, this hip pack is really interesting in that it's nice and thick as far as the straps go, and these straps are a little bit stretchy. What that does is it allows you to put the pack on and stretch it around your body, and it really just feels comfortable there. Then there's a secondary clip that snaps in to reinforce the Velcro that's on the stretchy part. And what's also cool about this little clip is that when you're out on your ride, as you drink your water, and as you're just riding, things kind of stretch out or you get smaller and larger as you're riding. You can just cinch this guy down right there as you're riding. You don't have to get off your bike at all and keep on going, and it feels very snug. So I love the strap, I love the width of it, and how you can adjust it really quickly and easily. It feels great as far as where it sits and how secure it is. The one downside that I have to fit, while we're on the fit side, is that if you load this pack up to 1.5 liters or above, just like fill up that water pack as much as you can, it kind of sits like this round feeling on your back, and it's a little bit more bouncy than I would like it to be. If that bothers you, then I would only fill it up to like 1 or 1.25 liters. Or the way that I deal with it is I just try and make sure that I'm drinking water as I'm climbing up, because most of our rides start with a climb, and then when I'm headed down, I've cinched it up a little bit and it feels nice and more conformed to my body. As far as pouches and like what we're holding in this bag go, we've got the 2 zipper side pouches here. This side is nice. It has a key ring in here, which I always love the packs. Every pack that I ever have needs to have one of these key rings, because I need to snap my keys in there and know that they're there, because if they're not snapped in, then who knows what's gonna happen if I'm opening and closing. I also put my multi-tool in there with the keys, which hopefully you don't have to use. But then on the other side, I'm stuffing in usually 2 of these UCAN pouches and then 2 of these honey stingers. So I've got my, let's call it slow energy and my fast energy, and those all fit in there nice and snug. Then if we're gonna take the pack off and explore the interior, there's a nice handle here, which is very comfortable when you're moving this thing around, or you could keep it on and just swing it around. From the outside, what we're looking at, and something that's very cool, is there are water bottle holders here and here. So you could load this pack up with 1.5 liters in the bladder, and then whatever size water bottles you would like on both sides. I love that they're on both sides so that you can keep yourself feeling even. It really bothers me when I only have 1 bottle on one side on my hip and I feel it kind of doing that, you know, holster sag, like you get, you know, the gunslingers on the one side. So I like to keep things even, and then as I'm drinking it, I'll evenly drink from each side. But you should note that that makes this thing feel very heavy, because you're at 1.5 here and then however many liters there. And I would not do that unless I know that I'm gonna be on a very long cross-country-ish ride and I'm gonna need that extra water. But I would still kind of go to maybe wearing my backpack, which is just a bladder and closer to my body, if I'm in that scenario. Something to note is that we found that bear spray fits really nice in these. So if you're riding in some place like the Teton Valley, Jackson Hole area, Montana, where there's grizzly bears and you should have bear spray, the bear spray will fit in there, and then you have these extra cinch straps that you can cinch it down and make sure that it's tight in there and not gonna pop out. And we've ridden some pretty nasty jump trails and chunky stuff, and the bear spray has stayed where it is, and you can quickly draw it and pull it out of there in case you are in a bear scenario. Then for the inside of the pack, we'll go from the outside. There's a really tough to open Velcro, which I think tough to open is good here, and then it zips down on each side from a strap that comes across the middle and opens up. Then this is the area that I'm keeping my tools, that like my derailleur hanger and my patch kit and everything right there. So it opens up and you would enter it this way. Then we have more space for where I'm putting extra food, extra fuel, and whatever else you want to put bungeed in there. I've got some on-trail lube that I put in that one. So that is the outside pack. Then if we're going into the main compartment, something to note right away is that there are zippers on both sides, so you can open from the left side or the right side. And inside there's a nice large area where I'm keeping my spare tube. I'm keeping even some more food. I think that what we're learning here is that this is basically just a food holder for me with a little bit of tools on the side. And then back in here is the bladder. Now the bladder has a Velcro hanger on it, and it just sits inside of another bungee pouch in the main compartment. As far as the bladder goes, I would say that it's pretty much run of the mill, and by that I mean that it's a nice bladder. Like, I don't have any qualms about it. I like how there's a little tether here so that you can't lose the top. I really like how you can unhook the bottom part here, so this part unsnaps, so you can fuel up the bladder without taking the hose out, and then snap that guy right back in, it is very nice to not have to take the hose out when you're filling these things up. Then the last thing about the bladder is that there is a hole from the main compartment that goes to the side, so you can run that hose out the side there. It is a right side only hose exit. I know that I've had some people that have asked me if you can exit hoses on both sides, like if you're left or right handed, have a preference. For me, it comes out the right side, but typically I'm grabbing it on my left side because of how long it is. So I don't really care. I mean, mountain biking is not really a right or left hand sport, and as long as I'm able to get to the hose, that's what's important. Something to note with the hose is when we have the pack on here and the hose is going to magnetically connect to a little clip that's back here. When you buy this pack, this clip is actually up here in the front, but if you are a taller person and need the hose to reach up to your mouth, you don't want to clip it at all, because I'm 6'1" and I need to have the hose this long for it to reach up rather than have it connect right here, because if it is connected right here in the front, it's going to flop around. So I moved this magnet to the back there so that the hose would continue wrapping around and I could reach it up to my mouth. So you may have to do that and just move it around. Be careful though, because this little magnet thing can pop off and get lost. You can easily buy new ones, but who not wants to buy new ones? So I'm constantly thinking about when I'm putting the pack on and taking it off for final use, not while I'm riding, to just making sure that that little clip is staying in there. So I guess that may be a slight con, because it does, like I said, pop off. For the most part, I love this pack. I love how quick and easy it is to get to the fuel that you need and the tools. I love how the magnet system works and how I can get this water quickly to my mouth, and the bladder really seems thought out. The tool system is fine. You know, it does what it needs to do. Something to note as far as a con on this particular pack is that if you are a skinny person, you may run into this pack actually being too big for you, and it's a one size fits all. So you can see right here, I have about a 32-inch waist, and I'm almost to the end of the usability of this thing. So if you're a skinny waisted person or just like super fit, you might have issues. It seems like they made this guy so that you could be quite fat and have that work. So that's just something to note, is that you may want to try it on if you have less than a 32-inch waist, to just make sure that it's going to feel good for you. So I think that this is a fantastic pack. I'm going to continue using it because it serves all my needs and it is very comfortable as far as a hip pack. I can't even imagine that someone could make a more comfortable hip pack unless they designed it in a similar way to this, with the Velcro, with the size of the strap, with how it's a bungee system and can move in and out, move with your body. So I highly recommend it. 2 thumbs up from me. The cons are not something that would avoid me from buying it. If you would like to get links to this, I'm gonna put those down in the description below. So if you click through those, I'm gonna try and include some of the links to the EVOC site, and then also if I can find some sale sites as well, I'll put those down there so you can get yourself a deal from what I found online when I am filming this video. And if you have any questions, put those down in the comments below. Questions are great. If there's something that I forgot, then I can mention it to you or make another video. Happy to do that. And if you like these videos, please give us the thumbs up and consider hitting subscribe, because we are going to be producing the heck out of things like this. As you can see, mountain biking videos, some snowboarding videos, van life videos, review videos. And if you want any products to be reviewed, let me know. Appreciate that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day.